Okay. So the thing here is reports are nothing but they give us or they provide us the snapshot of the financial information, not only financial but all other information that is residing in the system. Okay. But save searches, they have, means the reports do have their own you can say positives and negatives. The positives are they have a good representation, they have very good you can say analytical skills, but they do have a limitation that not all information can be pulled in the reports. Okay, and the reports cannot be used for scripting as well. So in case if we are using some scripts, will not be able to use or you can say pull in reports in the scripts. So what we do is we create some save searches. Save searches is nothing but querying the system or querying the database to pull out the data. Are we okay? Do you understand what is a report, what is a save search?
Yeah.
So going ahead, in case if you want to see some reports, you can just navigate to reports, and if you scroll down here, you have all the options. See reports, and all these reports are segregated in various topics. So financial reports, revenue reports, project reports, purchase reports, and so on and so forth. So all the financial reports are nothing but the ones that are used for reporting or financial reporting, which define the financial condition of the company. So financial reports are nothing but such as the P&L, profit and loss, balance sheet, trial balance, and so on and so forth. Okay, so depending on the financials, depending on the you can say transactions that we have entered. So in case if they are going to post to a particular account, then they will show up in the reports or in the financial reports. So to go to a particular financial report, you just need to go to reports, financials, and define, or you can say whatever report that you would like to. So for example, to see P&L. Okay, so I'll just click on. So here you can see the P&L. Are you aware what is a P&L, what is a balance sheet, what is trial balance? You might have heard all these things, right? Each and every organization, big or small, will have these financial reports, and they are uniform throughout the globe. Have you heard about this?
Yes, profit and loss. What are
You
the
can hear me, right?
liability and assets of
Okay. So it will give you all the things, income, expense, liabilities, assets, each and everything. Some same in the balance sheet, and the trial balance will have everything which has a amount associated with it. Okay, so it will have its own debit and credit. So here you can see that this is a P&L statement. Here under the P&L, so this would be applicable for almost all the reports, wherein you can define for which a particular period you would like to have the report. So here you can define the period. In case if you want to select a different period, you can select it from here. Similarly, you can select the subsidiary. In case if you have access to all the subsidiaries and you would like to have a P&L, then you can generate the P&L for a particular subsidiary or a group of subsidiary at the parent level. So consolidated means it is the consolidated at the parent level. Similarly, if you see Americas has North America, United States, and so on. So in case if you want to have a consolidated P&L for North America only, you can select this. In case if you want to have that as the head for headquarter, you can do that. So in case if I want to have that for uh, North America only, I can do that. I can also define the period that I would like to have the report for. So for example, if I want that from Jan to 2019 to December 2019 subsidiary, I can just click on refresh. Once I click on refresh, I'll be able to see the report for that particular period for the subsidiary that I have selected. Any queries till now?
No.
Apart from that, in case if you want to collapse this particular report, you can just click on this collapse button. So what it will do is it will collapse it. So you will see only the parent accounts. In case if you want to expand it, you can just click on this particular icon. Okay, so it will expand accordingly. Similarly, in case if you want to have a graph of the report, you will be able to see the graph accordingly. What are the amounts and so on and so forth. What type of graph that you would like to have, a line graph or a bar graph or a pie chart. Accordingly, it will show. Similarly, what it should show, whether it should be amount and whether it should have 10 top 10 accounts or 50. So whatever you would like to select, you can select it accordingly. Similarly, you can export this particular report in Excel, PDF, Word, CSV or Word. Okay. Apart from that, in case if you want to print it, you can just click on print. You will be able to print it. In case if you want to email it, you can just click on this button. So you will be able to send the email accordingly. You can define the recipient, the message that you would like to say, send, and in case if you want to have a attachment associated with it, you can send the email accordingly. Apart from that, in case if you want to schedule this particular report, schedule in the sense you want the system to send you a report in the email on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or on a monthly basis, you can define it here. Okay, so in case if you want to run that more than once, you can just click on more than once. In case if you want to send it weekly every Monday, you can select it accordingly. Apart from that, what would be the start date and end date? In case if you want to send it uh, for future, means you don't want to stop it, you can keep the end date blank, define the recipient, you can define the message, attachment, and save it, and accordingly the system will send you the report every week on Monday at the time that you have defined, and it will be sent to the email address that you have defined here. So here you can define the recipient. In case if you want to add multiple recipients, you can do that and just click on save. Is that fine till now?
Okay, brother. Yes.
Okay. Now, in case if you want to see a detailed report, you can just click on view detail and you will be able to see the detailed report on the transactional level. So you will be able to see that at the transactional level. So transactions would show up accordingly. So here you can see that what's the transaction, a cash sale, what was the amount, who was the customer or name, you can see that. So in case if you want to see the invoice, you can just see it. And in case if you want to see from where this particular amount is coming, you can just click on that and it will open that transaction as well. Similarly, in case if you want to see the summary only, you can click on back to summary. Okay, now going back to customize. So this is how you can customize a particular report. You will take you to a customize page wherein you can customize it. Now only the financial reports. Remember, only the financial report will have this edit layout option. All other reports will not have this edit layout option. So for example, if I open say another report, say purchase by item report, and if I click on customize summary, you'll only see the 4 options: edit columns, filters, sorting, and more options. But only for financial reports you will see this edit layout as well. What edit layout means is each and every financial report has its own layout. Okay, layout is nothing but what should be shown, what not. Some countries have a different layout, some other countries have different layout. So in case if you want to have a different layout, you can do that as well. And I've seen that most of the countries don't change the layout as such. But in case if you want to, you can see NetSuite has already provided some layouts, say for US, California, Canada, Australia, Japan, and so on and so forth. But in case if you want to edit it, you can edit and create your own layout as required. You can define what should be the header, summary label, and so on and so forth. Apart from that, you can also define what should, in case if there is any dynamic total, or if you want to apply any formula for the summary row calculation, you can define that. Similarly, the font, what should be the row, you can say header font, what should be the summary row font, you can define it here. Whether if you want to have it in a big font and so on and so forth, you can define the font as well. In case if you want to show the currency symbol, you can check this particular checkbox. So this is how you can edit or change a particular layout. Okay. Apart from that, edit columns. Edit columns is nothing but in case if you want to add or remove some columns. Okay, so here depending on the type of report, you will be able to, or you will see these options here. From this, you can select various fields or columns that you would like to add to the report. In case if you want to search it from here, you can search it as well. So for example, I would like to have the say memo. I can add the memo field from the desired group. So I'll just click on it, the memo will get added. In case if you want to move this memo field or column to the left or right, you can do that. So in case if you want to that to be on the right, you can do that. So you can see I have moved the column to the right instead of memo. In case if you want to call it with another label, you can do that as well. So similarly, if I want to preview that particular report, you will see that the memo field will also show up. Currently, it will not show any data because the summary will not have any data as such. But still, yeah, there is some data which is available. So in the similar fashion, in case if you want to add any multiple columns or additional columns, you will be able to do it here. Okay. In case if you want to remove a particular column, you can just click on it and click on remove column and it will remove it accordingly. Similarly, filters. The filters are nothing but the date, the you can say the subsidiary, context, and all other stuff that we saw. So here you can see all the filters that are available. In case if you want to remove or add some filters, you can do it in the similar fashion that we added a column. Okay. And in case if you want that to be shown under this filter figure, you can say filter region, you can just click this yes and it will show up there. Similarly, sorting, how would you like to sort it? What should be shown first and what should be shown last? Whether it should be in descending or ascending order, you can do that. Similarly, more options. More options will have, such as in case if you want to show zeros or not. So some accounts might have zero amount. So whether you want to show that or not, whether you want to show the activity only, then you can check this checkbox. Similarly, show on reports page. There is a report page which is there. So in case if you want to show that, whether you want to show the currency symbol or not, that would be shown up here. Similarly, expand level. We saw that, right? How a report can be expanded and contracted. But in case if you want that to be specific to a particular level, you can select the expand level also. Similarly, the detailed report. So whenever I click on view detail, what should be the report that should be shown? So it will show the profit and loss detail. So in case if you want to, you can select the report accordingly. Similarly, who should be able to see this particular report? Subsidiaries, in case if this is applicable to a particular subsidiary only, then you can select the subsidiary. In case this report should be shown to all the employees, you can check this checkbox. Similarly, in case if you want to show that to all the roles that are there, you can check these particular checkboxes and it will be shown accordingly. Okay, so this is how you can customize a particular report. Any questions, any queries?
Prithvi, one doubt. Can we insert any JPG file like company logo and other any JPG in reports?
No.
Okay.
So you're saying that whenever you export it in an Excel or something, it should show the company logo, right?
Yes.
No, you cannot insert the logo on the reports.
Okay.
So yeah, if I export it in a particular Excel file, you will see that it will get exported. It will have all the information, but the logo cannot be shown. Just a minute, I'll share the screen back so that you could be able to see the. Can you see the Excel now?
Yes.
So this is how the report will show up. But unfortunately, you're not able to add the logo as such. Okay.
Okay.
So going back, so this is how you can edit or customize a particular report, financial report or any other report. So as mentioned, for only financial report, you will be able to edit the layout as well. But for other reports, you don't need to do, or you don't need to have a you can say a layout.
Edit layout.
Going ahead, let's see one more report. So there are various other reports. Okay. So example, purchase related reports, purchase by supplier, purchase by item, all these reports are available. Similarly, AP aging, AR aging. So I think we had discussed this as well. What is AP aging and what is AR aging? So in case if you want to see, you have the AP aging report as well. In case if you want to change the aging options, you can change it here. So in case of 3, in case if you want to have 4 columns, you can do that. In case if you want to change the band for number of days, you can do that accordingly. Similarly, purchase by supplier. So here you will get the vendors and suppliers and what's the total amount. But in case if you want to see the detailed report, you can do that as well. One more thing that remained was in the financial report, you also have this column option. Okay. So in case if you want to see that at a department level in the columns, okay, so you can just select the department or maybe say location. Okay, and I'll also change to so you'll be able to see everything, or say I want that on the subsidiary level. So all the subsidiaries would be shown in this columnary format. So in case I change it, say from Jan 2019, and if I refresh it, you will see that all the subsidiaries would show up in the columnary format. So here you can see Australia, New Zealand, all the other subsidiaries, what are the figures associated with it, what's the total amount, and at the end you'll have the total amount as well. Okay, so do you get what do you mean by column?
Yes.
In case if you want to have it for accounting period, you can define the accounting period, click on refresh. So it will show the accounting periods as well. Jan, Feb, March, and so on and so forth. And you can export it accordingly. Okay, so here you can see the quarter, Jan 2019, Feb, March, and total. April, May, June, total. And at that you will see the total as well. Is that fine?
Okay.
Okay, so this is how you can look at the reports and customize a particular report. So there are various reports that are available. Okay, 100 plus reports, 200 plus reports that are there. We cannot go through each and every one of it, but here you can see that In case if you want to see any order management related reports, you can see it here. So you'll see open sales orders and all, so on and so forth, customers by sales, AR aging, and so on and so forth. So go through each and every report if possible. Each and every report has its own significance. Everything remains the same. Only the thing is it shows the data accordingly in that particular format, or it provides the data accordingly. Okay. Now let's go to save searches. Okay. So as mentioned, reports cannot be used for save, you can say for scripting purposes, or some of the things cannot be shown in the report. So for example, if you want the something at a line level, so the reports will fail you. So in that case, you can go for save searches, wherein you can generate the line level reports as well. Okay. So for example, let's create a new save search. So in case if I want to create a new save search, you can just go to reports, click on new save search or save searches, and here you will be able to see all the save searches which have already been created. But in case if I want to create a new search, then it will show me the list for, or the search type that I can create. So the search type can be created either on the customer or vendor, employee. In case if I want that on the transaction, so I can create a transaction search as well. So here you will see all the search types or all the things on which a save search can be created. So in case if I want to create a save search on a transaction, so I'll just see search for transaction. If I scroll down, I'll be able to see transaction. So here I can see transaction. I'll just, so here you can see I can create a transaction search here. In case if I want to create it on a customer, I can select customer. In case if I want to create on a vendor, I can select vendor. In case if I want to create on entity, I can create it on entity. Accordingly, the fields will change. So if I want to create it on a transaction, I can just click on transactions. Okay. So it will give, or it will create a search on transaction. Now on the search, I can define what are the filters, what are the criterias, what is the data that I want to look for. Okay. So here it will open a new page. I'll not select anything here. I'll just click on create save search so that I can be taken to a new page wherein I'll see all the information. Okay. So here it will give a name. So in case if I want to say give it a new name, I can do that. So say let it be transaction search only, transaction search 1. I can give it ID. Apart from that, public. So if I make a particular search as public, what it will do is it will be shown to all the users. Users in the sense every means everyone would be able to access this particular search. If I don't see that, only the person who creates it will be able to see this particular. But apart from that, if I make it public and I want to show it to a specific number of roles only, I'll be able to do that. Okay, but we'll go through the criteria first. Apart from that, whether it should be available for list view or not. List is nothing but whenever we go to a particular list, whether this save search should be available or not, whether this save search should be shown on the dashboard. On the dashboard, we select various you can say KPIs, right? So whether this particular search should be available for dashboard KPIs. If yes, then I can check this checkbox. Similarly, in case sublist, when we went through the customization, we saw the sublist, right? So in case if I want to add a sublist under a particular subtab, then these particular save search can be used. Okay, so I had mentioned that you can create a save search, and how the save search can be created and how that can be available for the list, sublist. It can be done from here. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so in case if you want to make this save search available for sublist, you can check this checkbox. Similarly, available for reminders. On the dashboard, you can create various reminders, right? So in case if this particular save search should be shown on the reminders as well, I can check this particular checkbox. Apart from that, criteria. This defines what should be the criteria in case if I want to filter something. So as of now, I'll not add anything. Okay, and if I click on save and run, it will show me all the columns which are included under the results. Okay, so it will show everything here. So I'll just save this once, save and run, and I'll show you how this affects the save searches. So as of now, I have not put in any criteria, right? So what it will do is it will show me all the transactions. Okay, so here you can see that the transaction type is check. Similarly, if I scroll down, and it will show the line items as well. Okay, so for example, if I say item fulfillment, okay, the item fulfillment order or the document number is 1. Okay, but you could see that the account or the, in case if there is item selected, it will show the item as well. So each and every line item would be shown in this particular search. Are we clear till now?
Yes.
Okay, now we'll see how we can put in the criteria. So for example, I want to put the first criteria. Say I don't want all the transactions, I just want to have the invoice. Okay, so I'll just put in type. Why? Because I just want the type to be as a invoice. So any of, and I'll click on these two draw below arrows, and I'll click and I'll select invoice. Okay, in case if I want to select any other transaction as well, I can do that. But as of now, in case if I only want to have the invoices in that particular search, I can just say that the in type should be invoice, and I can click on save and run. So what it will do is it will show me only invoices, not any other transaction. Okay, so here you can see that the type is only invoice. Okay, you will not see any other transaction in this particular save search. Okay, but here you can see that the save search, you can see the document number is 1027 and it is repeated multiple times. Okay, so here you can see that depending on the line items, depending on the number of line items of particular invoice app, it will be repeated that many times. Okay, but let's say I don't want to see these multiple lines, I only want to see once. Okay, so what I'll do is it depends on the main line true, main line false. By default the main line is, you can say, both on a true and false. So I'll edit this search again and I'll put one more criteria. So you can put in as many criterias as you would like to. Okay, so let's say I don't want to see those lines repeated multiple times. Okay, so I'll just select one more criteria is main. Okay, so I'll select it as yes or no. So if I make that as main line true, it will not show me the line items, it will just show me the main information or the information that is there on the same page. In case if I want to put one more criteria, say I want only transactions which have been created after say 2019 or Jan 2019. So I can select it. So I'll select the date as say after, or you can say after, I'll select the date. So I want say only after March 1st March 2020. I'll set that. Okay, and if I do that and if I save, it will accordingly show me only invoices with the main information and only the invoices after 1st March 2020. So here you can see that there are only 17 invoices, and here you can see that the invoices are not repeated anymore. Okay, so here you can see that 01, 002, 003. Each invoice would be shown only once. Are we okay till now? Okay, now you have seen the criterias. Okay, but in case if you want to see, or if you want to change the results, okay, so I can remove or add some columns as well. So for example, I don't want these columns, I can remove those. Okay, in case if I want to add some more columns, say amount net, I want the net amount as well. Okay, I can add it. Similarly, in case if I want to add a label, another label, I can add another label as well. Okay, so I can say only amount or say net amount. So it will show the column label as net amount. Similarly, in case if you want to, this net amount should be shown before the amount. Okay, so I can just do a drag and drop, and I can adjust columns. Okay, and if I save this, you could see that the columns which are removed will not show up again, and it will show me the net amount as well. So here you can see the net amount added, and you all the other columns to the right that I removed are not showing up anymore. Is that fine?
Yes.
Similarly, in case if you want to add any formula fields, you could add that as well. So if I go to the results, I can add it here. So for example, if I want to add any formula field, whether it's a currency, date, numeric, you can add those formula fields as well. Okay, and here you can define what should be shown under the formula. Okay, is that fine? Apart from that, you can also do the sorting. Okay, so in case if I want to sort that by date, I can sort that out. In case if I want that to be under this in the descending format, I can do that. So the latest date would be shown first. Okay, so if I save this now, apart from that, there are other options. In case if I want to show the totals at the end, I can do that. Similarly, what should be the output type, whether it should be in the grid format or graph format, I can define that as well. So if I make these changes and click on save and run, you will see that it will show the uh, sorting in the descending date format. It will show me the output in grid, and it will also show me the total at the end. So all these options are available. We'll just wait for it to see. Yeah, it's like a SQL query, but only the thing is you don't write the query, you do it on the UI. That's it.
Yes. Through UI we are doing only.
Yes. So the thing here is it doesn't require any SQL query knowledge. Okay. You can do it on the
Yes.
UI itself.
Wait, so can we insert
So
some
here you
like
can see
group by
that
or
it has
having
been.
condition like that?
Yes, yes, yes. You can do that. I'll show you that. So you can see that it has been sorted in the descending order. Okay. Apart from that, if I scroll down, it will show me the summary, or you can say the total as well, and it is showing me in the grid format. In case if I change the format to say report, it will show me that in the report format. Okay, So if I click on edit this search again, so here under results, you do have the option to group it. Okay, so what should be the summary type? Whether it should be group or it should be sum, minimum, maximum, average, you can do that accordingly. Okay, so in case if I want to group it via say date, say group it via date, and I want to show the amount as net amount as sum. Okay, so it will show me two columns, date and the total for that particular date. Okay, so you have this date and you have this sum of the
Yes.
net amount. Okay, similarly, you can do some highlighting as well. So I'll just remove the grouping. Since say I want to highlight something. Okay, so you have the highlighting subtype. I can put in the condition. Say I want to highlight the invoices which have been created before May 2020. Okay, so I can put in the filter, say date. Okay, and say before, or say I'll select a particular date. So say I want everything before August 31st to be highlighted. Okay, so I put in the condition and what should be the text color. So say I want that to be shown in red. And what should be the background color? I can define the background as well. Say I want the background to be this one. Okay, so if I do that, it will highlight those accordingly. So all the invoices before 7/31 would be highlighted in red. And you can put in multiple conditions if required. Okay, so here you can see that the background has changed and also the color has changed. So do you understand what do you mean by highlighting?
Yes.
Similar to reports, you can put in filters as well. Okay, so in case if you want to add some filters, say type again. Okay, I want to show the type. I want that to be shown in the filter region, and whether that should be multi-select, I can select that. Okay, so what it will do is, and if I save this, it will show me the type in the filter region. Okay, so here you can see that there are other filters added. So in case if I don't want invoices and I want the say cash sale, I can just click on it and accordingly it will show me the cash sales. Okay, so this is how you can put in the filters as well. Some are multi-select, some are single. So if you put only yes, and if you don't check this multi-select checkbox, it would be single select. And it depends
Okay.
on the type of filter that you select. Some might be multi-select, some might be single select. Okay.
Okay.
Similarly, audience, similar to reports. In case if you want to show this particular save search only to some roles, you can do that. Some subsidiaries or employees only, you can do that. Roles, to which particular role these particular save search should be shown. Whether it should be available for list, dashboard, and so on and so forth, you can define that. Similarly, in case if you want to email this particular save search and schedule it accordingly. So this is something related to reports. Similar to reports, wherein you can, in case if you want to schedule it, you can schedule it. In case if you want to add multiple recipients, you can add it here. Okay. Apart from that, this is audit trail. It will show you who has run it, who created it. Execution log is nothing but who executed it and when it was executed. Okay, so this is how you can create a particular save search. Okay,
Okay.
so you can create a save search on anything. You can create it on a transaction, you want to create it on item, you want to create it on a custom record, you can do that as required. Any questions, any queries?
No.
No.
Okay, so this was something related to reports and save searches. So the reports and save searches require a lot of exercise, okay, or lot of homework. You cannot be a master in reports or save search. Even we are not. We have been working on NetSuite since 7 years, okay, but it's always you can say a trial and error or learn and depending on the experience, because each and every client, each and every organization will have a different requirements, and those save search has to be created accordingly depending on the reports or save searches that are required or that are said by the client. Is that fine?
Fine.
Got it.
Sorry. Okay, so this was related to reports and save searches. So there are two topics still remaining. One is workflows and the other one is CSV imports. You cannot create centers as such. You can create, yes, you can create centers as well, but that is not required as such. Tabs, I've already shown you that, right?
Uh,